Minigames. Never the focus of a game, but almost always some of the most entertaining. As a response to Josh Scorcher's list top 10 minigames, I've decided to go to the other side of it and do a list of the top 10 worst minigames in video game history. So buckle down, this is gonna get ugly. How many of you out there bought the game we play? Follow-up question, how many of you regretted it? I'm guessing quite a lot. Although We Play does contain a few minigames that have some merit, the majority just suck. And the worst one by far has to be Pose Me. The point of Pose Me is to pop the bubbles by fitting the shape seen on them. Ordinarily, this wouldn't be a problem, except the bubbles start to drop at blinding speeds, the music is just annoying, and if you're one of the rare people who are good at this game like me, you can end up playing it for a very long time. Oh, well, this is pretty cool. You get to conduct an orchestra. Let's see what kind of music they have. The Legend of Zelda? I love The Legend of Zelda. It's my favorite video game theme of all time. Okay, raise my baton. What is this piece of junk? This might be the one Wii game ever made that doesn't respond to your movements. This maestro is slower than I am. When I try to be loud, he goes soft. And on top of all that, he's murdering one of the greatest themes of all time. Stop! Just stop! The longest fingernails. Yeah, I don't think I need to say anything about this one. The footage speaks for itself. A bad minigame from Pokemon Stadium. Let's see. Clefairy says? No, it's okay. Clear Cut Challenge? No, that does require some skill. Snore War? Bad, but definitely not the worst. Oh, I know! Streaming Stampede. Nintendo, you've got one hell of a sense of humor. Turning counting into a contact sport. Seriously, just because a game is rated E doesn't mean you have to gear it towards 6-year-olds. Oh, wow, I love this game! Oh, this is my best game. I can win this no problem. Oh, okay, I just need to throw hard.
A little bit of spin on the ball makes it go exactly where I want it to. Of course, you know what they say, results may vary.
Okay, even harder. So what am I supposed to do? Throw it 100 miles an hour? No, but awful close to it.
Just my little thing for this game.
The only way to get any meritable points in Alley Ball is to throw a fast ball at about 60 miles an hour, underhand, 6 times in a row. That's a good way to sprain your shoulders. And even the slightest twist of the Wii remote will cause the ball to curve to the side and either score nothing or a measly 10 points. Even worse than the gameplay itself are the annoying puns in between throws.
You play great! You're like an alley cat! That's what I call great players. Just my...
Those puns are the very reason why I no longer own a copy of Arcade Zone. Jambo Safari is a fun game. You drive around Africa, catching animals, and since there's no health system, There's no worry of constantly dying. However, to complete the game, you need to capture and cure 75 sick animals. And the only way to do that is by playing the worst collection of minigames ever assembled. At the enclosure, you get to partake in such festivities as brushing teeth, pumping water, and spreading ointment. The worst minigame of the bunch is massage, which causes you to pat and rub the animal in such a way that you end up mashing the A button upwards of 80 times. There's a lot of good things you can do with $30. Buying a Nintendogs game is not one of them. If you're willing to devote your time and care to a virtual dog, then do yourself a favor and get a real one. Because in real life, walking a dog can be mildly entertaining, or at least good exercise. Walking a virtual dog, now that's another story. Look at you. You make me sick. Wasting your valuable time on this earth, holding a virtual leash, and picking up virtual poop. In real life, minute-to-win-it games are fun. Some take skill, others strength, and some are so addictive that you could play them for hours. Yes! However, in the video game, they turned one of their more challenging games into a joke. That game, my friends, is Defying Gravity. The point of Defying Gravity is to keep 3 balloons in the air for the entire 60 seconds. But because of the way the game was designed, you don't have to do that. You can simply do nothing and still win. Gah! Note, the following is actual footage of me playing the second worst minigame in history. Turn away now if you are offended by Japanese culture, boredom, or blue carpeting. Look at that. Just look at that. I'm sitting on the floor, doing absolutely nothing. The real question is, what could be worse than nothing?
Cut! And that's the end.
There comes a time, every 4 years, when man, machine, hedgehog, ape, and other creatures battle against the elements and each other in a battle royale to achieve the ultimate goal. Ah, screw this, I'm just gonna get to the point. The worst minigame ever created is curling! The point of curling is to get at least one of your stones closest to the center of the house. Ordinarily, that would be fine if it weren't for the setup of the game. It takes, clocked, upwards of 35 seconds to throw a single stone. I know that doesn't seem like much, but when you take into account that there are 8 stones per end, 3 ends per game, and having to do it all twice for any chance of a medal, this game takes almost half an hour to complete. And as if that weren't enough, the computers in this game are way too smart for their own good. When you go first, the computers throw their stones so that they knock your stones completely out of the house. And when they go first, they use a complicated strategy that you'd have to be a professional curler to decipher. Right, because there are so many professional curlers in the world. Personally, I would have rather seen cross-country skiing, or dog sled racing, or I don't know, something that didn't bore me to tears. You know what I want to do? I want to take one of those stones and shove it up Sega's! This has been a Take 3 production by Super Flipper 76.